Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to episode 2 of Lady Jane Explains. I am here with one of my favorite people on the planet, the best, the baddest, the prettiest. That's the only introduction that she needs. I'm gonna let you tell them your name.
Hello, everybody. My name is Araminta Caldwell, but you can totally call me Minta.
I totally call you Minta all the time. Minta is definitely, like I said, not just one of my favorite people, but also one of my rocks, one of my consolers, one of my confidants, one of my mentors. And tonight we are going to talk about workforce.
All right.
All things workforce.
All right.
So let's start out by, why don't you tell them why I consider you an expert on the workforce? What have you been doing for the last 15 years?
Last 15 years, I have been working in workforce development, training, helping companies find perfect talent to fill their needs. Also helping the company that I'm in finding the perfect talent that they need. And of course, brushing up on my skills on how to recruit properly and seeing what companies need, matching what the job seekers are needing, what they're looking for out there.
I love it. You know, there's a term that you taught me, which I had not heard before, which is workplace culture.
Right.
You know, so what does that mean? Workplace culture. What is a workplace culture?
This is something that everybody's looking for now. They're asking in an interview, you know, what's the culture like? And you have the employer, the interviewer answering the question. And most people ask this question and they really don't know what the true meaning of a great workplace culture or a great culture. And it's basically that company's goals, their values, and their missions, also how they interact with each other, you know, and how they divvy out those responsibilities and how they make decisions. So the perfect example I like to use is, you know, we work hard, but we have a good time too.
Oh, don't we?
We have a good time.
Yes.
You're like, honey, if I'm going to work someplace with you and we're working hard and it's 8+ hours a day, I want to have a good time. I just don't want to be miserable. So a lot of people are looking for that work culture, you know, where they have something to say, they have something of value that they want to give, you know, and there's good hard work and they're having a good time while doing it.
I love that.
Yes.
So if I'm an employer, how do I go about creating that workplace culture that people want to be around?
That's super simple. You ask your employees. You know, why do you work here? Why do you come in every day? What's your reason why? You know, what makes you happy? What's the best part of your job? And you ask for their input, especially if you're looking for something innovative, something creative. You go to your main source, which are your employees. You know, yes, the customer is always right, but your employees, that's your biggest asset.
Amen.
So if you want a great work culture, you ask your employees, what makes you happy? Why do you come into work every day? What is your why?
You know, it's so funny when you say that. It takes me back to my father who, you know, he owned Shell gas stations in New York all through the 70s and the 80s and was really someone who put high value into his employees. He would carry his employees. He would buy up underproducing gas stations, build them up, sell them, go find another one, do the same thing. And he would bring his employees with him. And I remember him telling me, you have to be loyal to your employees if you want them to be loyal to you.
That's right.
Nowadays, 2 things I think that employers are really looking for. How do I attract good talent? And how do I retain that talent once I have them? So what do you think is important for an employer to attract good talent?
I mean, having that good brand. You know, we've talked about having a good brand since 2008. You know, having that good brand, that great name to follow, but also back up what you say you're going to do. So if you want to attract better employees, of course, you need to have great benefits, provide a livable plus wage, you know, and a great working environment where you are welcome to mental health and you're helping them with mental health. You're also understanding work-life balance, you know, and self-care. You know, and you're preaching that to your employees in your monthly meetings. You're talking about self-care. You're actually giving them resources to help them, resources to spas. How many employers do you know tell their employees, hey, this is a great spa, you get 10% off just because you work for this company? You know, resources to great restaurants. You know, you want to give them resources to vacations. If you're giving PTO vacation time, you know, some folk probably never worked at a job where they had time or the luxury to take a vacation. You know, why don't I show you, you know, I appreciate you and I understand work-life balance and I understand, you know, self-care. So Disney World has this package, and just by going to Disney World, you know, using our company name, you get 10% off. I mean, really, how much is that costing a company to actually invest in their biggest asset, which is the employee?
Well, and it's interesting you brought that up, because that brings us to the next point. You know, it's one thing to attract, it's another thing to retain. But if I'm sitting here as, you know, not a major employer, maybe I'm just a small business owner, the things that you're talking about, oh my goodness, how much is that going to cost me? Well, but how much more does it cost an employer to lose an employee and have to hire and train a new one?
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. So I would rather spend hundreds of dollars to get you a nice spa package. We can start off with a spa package or a monthly gift check to Walmart. Or Target, you know, $25, something super small, you know, just to say, thank you, we appreciate you. Or if you can't afford that, if you're a startup and you can't afford that, you know, the way that you can attract and retain those employees. Yes, this is my company, it's a startup, but what ideas do you have to help this company grow? And that employee feels like this is a piece of me. I'm investing in this, like you're invested in me, so I'm going to stick with this company. The best part about working at a place is being free to be innovative and saying, I did this, I had a piece of this, you know, this was my idea, this was my concept, now look at it now. Yes,
we're smiling because we're thinking about some other things. We're thinking about some other things we ain't gonna talk about today. Another little piece for employers that I know is kind of a hot topic. It's got, you know, back and forth, both sides. And you know I'm so bad at the acronyms. Diversity. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
So it is a super hot topic, especially in today's climate. Most job seekers now, they're not only looking for that package, you know, are you paying a livable wage, you have benefits, but when I come into this company, you know, as far as being welcome and that good work culture, do I see anybody that looks like me? You know, anybody that's just like me, that's in leadership, that can represent me, that can be an advocate for me, that can understand me and my ways. You know, that's a perfect work culture that's clear in diversity, equity, and inclusion.
I don't understand why those words have become such bad words. Like, to me, when I hear that, I think, you know, I want to see a mother or a father, you know, that's really involved with their children. I want to see someone that represents different races. I want to see someone that represents different religions. I want to see someone that represents different socioeconomic groups. Because when you get a table, when you set a table that has all of those people pulling up, oh man, it's so powerful.
Not only is it powerful, you have no idea how much your company can grow just by having a diverse workforce population. So if I have more people that look like me, more people that look like you, if I have somebody from the LGBTQIA community, if I have these type of people working for me, don't you know they're going to tell people about my company and everything that I sell? You know, so I'm not just targeting one audience. I'm targeting so many different audience. You know, I can bring money in. And not only that, think of all the creative ways. If I have people from diverse backgrounds and everybody's super smart, because a great employer will hire folk that know more than they know.
Amen.
If you really want that company to grow, listen to me, people. Listen to employers, listen to me. If you want your company to grow and excel, you want to hire people that's best in the business. You want to hire the best, the baddest, and the prettiest in the game. Okay? When you hire people like that, you have creative ideas that's coming out of the woodwork that your company would skyrocket. I promise you that.
I agree so much. And again, I want to say it's a money saver. It's a money saver.
That's right.
When you have people that are loyal to you, that stick around for a long time, where you don't have to constantly, not just have to hire new people, but have the lack of productivity while you're missing people.
That's right.
It's a money saver. And for an employer, it's all about the money. And I am mad at that. Where the money reside.
I ain't mad at you. Where the money reside. Where the money reside. Listen, and recruitment is a breeze. Because if I do my due diligence, if I do my homework and I actively recruit and I recruit a diverse population, and everybody's hungry, and I'm opening up a space where they can be innovative in their work, when it's time for new positions and I hire I can go to my employees and say, hey, I want somebody just like you. Who else do you know that's just like you, to make it easier on me?
I agree. At my current position, I have a team underneath me that is amazing. My responsibility is just to check in with them. Okay, right. This is the project we're working on. Where are you at? What's going on? How can I support you? Are there any decisions I can help you make? And then let them soar free with it. And when I give them that freedom and that, understanding, oh my goodness, the results are just amazing. And for me, I've always, I have almost 20 years of management experience. One of my favorite things as a manager is to watch the people underneath me grow and build themselves and go off. One of my most recents is now done with her master's degree, done with her internship. Yes. Just got a job offer from the organization that she's been interning at. And every time I'm like,
you better work.
Mama's baby's all grown up.
Better work, honey.
I love that type of thing, So for the interest of time, because you and I could go on for hours and hours. This first half was about employers. I want to take a break. Let's again celebrate the people that make these podcasts possible. And when we come back, let's switch over to employees.
All right.
Let's
do this.
Don't sweat in your boxers. Call the AC doctors at 344-3944.
York, install confidence. Contact the AC Doctors, acdoctorsinc.com. Advertising is essential. You've got to make people aware that you're there. We can do that with a cohesive marketing campaign from Evergreen Media. Based on your business goals, we'll create a mix of digital advertising on social media sites like Facebook, video advertising on streaming sites like Hulu and Paramount Plus, and supplement them with local TV and radio ads. Build awareness, educate, and inform the public with a cohesive marketing campaign by Evergreen Media. Check out egreenmedia.com or search online for Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day.
At Sunshine Furniture, we've been the outdoor furniture experts for over 30 years and carry the largest selection of patio furniture, all made in America. Hundreds of styles, colors, and fabrics to choose from in outdoor wicker, aluminum, and recycled plastic from Lloyd Flanders, Polywood, Berlin Gardens, O.W. Lee, Windward, Woodard, Telescope, and others, all made to withstand our Florida climate, in stock and ready for you to enjoy. Right now, we're having a spring sale on selected groups, and also all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. We also specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, beach chairs, outdoor rugs, and fire pits. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1, Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Can radio be an addiction? Well, it depends on the frequency. It's Planet Vero Radio, real local talk radio from 2 to midnight. Weekends on Real Radio 1017.
Welcome back to Lady Jane Explains. First off, I want to start by giving a big shout out to Indian River Camera and Access. Ray Aarons and his wife are just salt of the earth people, and they have sponsored tonight's show so that I could have a few minutes to talk to the best, the baddest, and the prettiest. Second of all, I want to let you know that if you're interested in being a sponsor, if you're interested in being a guest, If you are interested in letting me know that you loved what we said, that we're just complete idiots, there's an email set up, ladyjaneexplains@gmail.com. Please feel free to shoot me an email. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. But right now, we're going to dig back in. And as promised, before the break, we were talking about the employer side of things.
Right.
Let's talk about employees.
All right.
I'm someone who wants to change careers. I'm someone who wants to get a better job. I'm someone who is really just unhappy where I'm at, or maybe I'm okay where I'm at, but I'm dreaming of bigger things.
Right.
Tell me about what I should do first.
Well, you should start now. So starting a new job or a new career is an adventure, and it's also scary. I mean, it wouldn't be worth it if it wasn't scary, but don't talk yourself out of it before you actually get into it. If you're interested in something and it's something that you want to do, you should go for the gusto and just start now. Start asking questions, whatever industry that you're trying to enter into, the people that you know in that industry. Start asking questions and doing your homework. Get on LinkedIn.com and start asking questions. Put up a post and ask questions about that particular industry. Do your homework. Get vested, fully vested into it. Do not wait. Time waits for no man. Jump in.
Amen.
It's an adventure.
I love what you said about being scared too, because a point I always make is you can't be brave,
right,
unless you're scared first.
Exactly.
If you're not, bravery means I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right.
If you're not scared, you're just a fool.
That's right.
So if you're smart and you're scared, it's time to be brave.
I love to say, I really don't know, but all I know is I can't continue to do this. So even though I don't know, it's an adventure, and I'm going to move forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn, asking questions. What if, I feel like, so for me, for instance, I spent a lot of years in restaurants. Now I'm in the nonprofit field. If I want to switch industries like that, what does transferable skills mean?
Just the skills that you gained and learned in the restaurant business can automatically easily transfer into the nonprofit world. I can tell you right now, when we're thinking business, a lot of people don't think nonprofit's a business, but a nonprofit is a business. And the thing that all businesses have alike are numbers. So if you're in the restaurant business, and especially on the managerial side, you know numbers. You know how to make money, and you know how to save money. Yeah. Nonprofits are all about making money and saving money. Those are transferable skills. If I was able to save money at a restaurant where I worked at during the downtime here in Vero Beach, we have seasons. If we're off season and I know how to keep my business open and be able to save money, and when we're on season, I can not only be on task but exceed my numbers from last year. I can transfer those skills into the nonprofit world. Honey, don't you know them folk be knocking at your door? But you don't know you don't have to listen to me, people, because I mind my own little messy little business. But those transferable skills work every single time, and a lot of people think I had to start from ground zero. You do not.
So do you think right now is a good time in the workforce to try and switch careers?
Honey, every time is a good time. You're always looking for work. I can love the job that I'm in now, but I'm still looking. As long as there's ambition there, you should always look. But absolutely, now is a great time. Employers are looking for people high skilled so you can make a high wage. Don't be afraid to start.
And I think too, even in the restaurant industry, I think about some of the people that worked for me. As servers, as hostess, as a busser, as a cook, that work ethic.
Yes.
The customer service skills.
Yes.
Knowing how to multitask.
Yes.
There's no greater multitasker than a server. But that also, can go over into other fields as well.
Absolutely.
If you're working in fast food, it's a high pace, high volume, high pressure position. If you are exceeding, if you have another thing that I will just say as someone who hires people when I'm looking at a resume, how long were you at that job?
That's right.
That's one of the things I look at. Now, granted, if you had 2 years at one job and then 3 months at another and then 2 years at the next, okay, you switched. It wasn't quite for you.
Right.
But if you are coming in and you've got, in the past 3 years, you've had 10 jobs. How do I overcome that? What possible way can I overcome that?
Oh, well, first of all, you always have to be truthful and upfront. Back in my 20s, I was fired from about 4 or 5 jobs. Okay.
Not you.
Yes, honey. Yes. All about my own little messy business now. And I have a best friend that laughs at me, and she was like, you know what? You always say every time you got fired from a job, you end up better than before, because I learned a lesson. So if I have a resume where I have 5 or 6 jobs, within 6 months, and I have to explain that in an interview, I'm going to explain the lessons that I learned, and the lesson is, okay, I realized this wasn't for me. And I understand my fault in it, but this is what I'm actually looking for. And people understand that. When you quite don't know what your niche is and you're still searching for that niche, but you have to be open and honest, and you have to show people what you learned from that experience, and that's a big thing. If I can tell you I learned something out of an experience that made me a better person, I have a better shot than getting a job.
I love that. And I think one of the things too is that you just said is that you owned your part in it.
That's right.
This was the lesson I learned.
Yes.
There's nothing that is less attractive to me than when someone comes in for an interview and starts trash talking their previous employer. Now, it's one thing to say, the management style there didn't quite fit my personal style.
Right.
Is a very polite way to say, yeah, I really didn't get along with the boss.
Right.
There's definitely a way to put a positive spin on it. The management style there didn't fit with my personal style. So I learned that what I need in a workspace is room to grow, room to breathe, or for some people, I need direct communication.
That's right.
And clear goals and resources, whatever it might be, but putting the positive spin on it.
That's right.
You taught me something. I'll never forget this. It was one of our graduations when you said, this L is not a loss.
It's not a loss.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
Every single opportunity is a lesson.
It is a lesson.
So tell me, what do you see coming up? Like this year, the next year, where do you see the trends in workforce going?
Well, I can say with Vero Beach and the Bright Line coming through, manufacturing, trades, medical fields. Now, all these jobs, these are high skill, high wage. Most of these jobs, you can start off with a high school education. You can start at entry level, making great money and be able to move your way up. A lot of these jobs have leadership type programs for the people who work there, where they can move up and up and up, because these jobs want to invest in people, but you have to be willing to invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to be willing. You have to meet the folk halfway now. They can't do it all. You got to come with it bring something to the table.
Like even going back to being a restaurant manager, I will take a server that's there 15 minutes early, is there every shift, maybe can only handle half the tables that someone else can, but I know I can rely on that person. They're always going to have a positive attitude.
That's right.
Their money's going to be right at the end of the day. It's not going to be no drama. I will take someone like that any day over someone who, I can run around for 2 or 3 hours and take care of all the tables, but I might not show up tomorrow.
Right.
Or I might be 45 minutes late.
Right.
Or I might need to leave an hour early 4 times a week. I think that's something too, as an employee, when you're really showing on time is 15 minutes early.
That's right.
A positive attitude. I don't care if I got to wipe my tears off on the way in the door. While I'm inside this building, I'm act like nothing's wrong. All of those things are just so important.
Yes.
Minta, when I tell you, I am so glad you came today. This is just my rock. You guys don't even know. I love this woman so much.
Right back at you.
I want to close out the show again by reminding you, LadyJaneExplains@gmail.com. If you loved it, if you hated it, if you want to be here, if you have a topic that you'd like to hear us discuss, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm excited to see, all the messages that I'm going to get. I got about 450 unanswered text messages right now on my personal cell. So I had to set up something just for this. But thank you so much for coming on. I know you got some big things coming up too.
I do.
I'm gonna invite you back when those things have manifested fully. We gonna tease them a little bit. But I'm gonna invite you back when they have manifested fully.
Yes, we're gonna have a good time, honey. We will have a good time.
Her name is Araminta Caldwell, but you can totally call her Minta, and she is the best, the baddest, and the prettiest.
Catch my fly, honey.
Hey. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.